What is going on, people? Welcome. Johnny here, and we are going to play some RimWorld. This is an exciting day. I have just finished the Beastmen mod, and this playthrough is just going to play through and make sure nothing's broken and everything's working properly. You can see here I spent just over 6 months working on this thing, and it does a lot of stuff. Yeah. Weapons, armor, as you can see here, unique pawns, all kinds of different horns, bray shamans and magic are in the game, Minotaur, all kinds of crazy cool Beastman, Warhammer, or Rimhammer in this case, themed stuff. This mod, you can see from my mod list here, I got a bunch of stuff turned on. I think I should turn these off, but I don't want to reboot at this point. The dwarfs, if you haven't checked those out, go check them out. That was the first race I released. The Beastman mod does require the Rimhammer the End Times Magic mod. This mod doesn't really do anything on its own. It just adds the magic in. It talks about what lores it adds, and I'll update this and put a little description of the various spells in here. But each lore has 5 spells. This mod also implements the gods. In this case, there's just the chaos gods, and each god has unique items, so those are implemented in this mod as well. But the Beastmen will require the magic mod, and I'm using the End Times mod as well. This is the version, the base version. There is a with guns version that doesn't mess around with tech, but this one puts everything down to medieval times, so you shouldn't have any futuristic items here. So that said, these mods do rely on Jex tools, alien races as well. So let's just jump right in. There's a few custom scenarios for the Beastmen. You can be a lone bray shaman, or you can be 4 Beastmen, chosen from 8. So let's do that. I'm gonna play this one in dev mode because I'm looking for errors. So before I release it, I want to get a decent game going and make sure there's no obvious errors in there. I will go on a pretty hard setting though. And I'm gonna do 50% for the world here. Smith, boring. Rimhammer, fun. So let's get that generated. Cheers to my patrons at the moment: Dirtle Dave, Cornel B, JT, Seamus, Michael Rakestraw, Wake Mata, Ethan Dees, and Frederick. Frederick, deepest apologies. He's been a patron for a little while, and I've been forgetting to mention him in the videos because I didn't update the little post-it note that sits on my desk. Also, cheers to the people that have bought me coffees. You guys should consider helping me out. If you like this mod, you want to support it, you want to see more of these. Next up, I'm going to do Empire. I have a ton of awesome images that my graphics guy Dino has been working on over at Discord. You should check out the Discord if you want frequent updates to how these mods are going. So, you can see there's a new biome here, Old Growth Forest. This is a Beastman specific biome, added just for the Beastmen, and you can see they show up next to Boreal Forest typically, but not exclusively. I want to start in a forest, and somewhere where there's other bases nearby I can go smash up. Also, it'd probably be smart to start near a road, right? Here, let's go right there. Should be fine. Alright, now picking our pawns. So I want to do what seems like a fair mix to get going with. I want a couple Ungor, a Gore, and a Minotaur. So we start with 2 Minotaur here. There's a Bloodlust Teetotaler Gay Minotaur with no injuries. Doesn't do intellectual, but he's a bloody Minotaur, so you wouldn't really expect him to. You can see I just redid the horns if you've been following this mod. I redid a bunch of the imagery I wasn't happy with. So Dino did the heads and bodies. I did the weapons, the clothing, although Dino did the armor. I did the shields. So I'm getting better at graphics. You can see we have a Gore here who is a chubby fella. He's got a scar on his right arm. I'm going to see if I can get a better Gore, but let's see what we have for Ungor. An ugly Night Owl Ungor. I don't want anybody with any... Ooh, this guy's a careful shooter. This guy doesn't shoot for crap. A careful shooter. Alright, we're going to go... I'm just going to pick a few, and then... Oh wait, we have another Gore here too. He doesn't do caring, which is fine. Maybe this guy will be our Gore. He's also got the chubby body. There's some variations on the Gore bodies. We need people that do a mix of stuff, and especially in the biome we're going to end up in, we need people that do plants, because you're going to see some shit when I generate the map here. Alright, so I have my pawns. So I just messed around and randomized another gore. He's a gay bloodluster, which also we have a gay Minotaur, so we might get some Beastman on Beastman love here. I don't know if they'll cross racial lines. I've never seen that happen when I've been playing my dwarf games with humans coming in and out, but we'll see what happens. And then we have this fella who everybody does plants to a tiny degree. Beastmen aren't the most skilled, plus they get all kinds of penalties to actually trying to live like normal RimWorlders, but that's fine. And then this guy is tough bloodlust psychopath. These guys, I changed out the names, so they are now named after my patrons, which I typically do. And yeah, so let's go ahead and generate the map. Alright, here we go. Here's the little text. Maybe I'll flesh that out a little more too. Tired of their old herd, a group of beastmen set out to make their own. So here is the biome. You can see there are just an insane amount of trees, and they're huge. Might have been alright to go for a river map, but it's too late now. I wish there was a structure in the middle we could claim, but there's not. So I'll just show a few things with this mod. This episode is mostly just setup stuff, so if you want to get into gameplay, go to the next one. But under Misk, there's a massive herdstone, which we don't have any materials to build. There's a commune spot, which we won't really need till we get a bray shaman. There are other things as well. Under recreation, there's a fighting pit, so you can stage fights between your pawns, and everybody else will get massive amounts of joy from that. Although it does effectively cause a social fight between those two pawns that you select. So make sure they have some armor on if you don't want them to get hurt too bad. You also start with some harpies. We have some, they count as animals, and they will mate and lay eggs. They're all female, so that's obviously not going to happen in this case. But you can see, what else do we have? Production, no, there's, okay. So they also can do crude leather or fabric walls and doors, which seemed pretty beastie, so I added that in there. For now, that's probably all. You can see security. These come from the base, the wooden stakes from the base Rimhammer the End Times mod. And that's going to be about that. So on this mod, let's go check out research. So you see we have a Beastman. I just make them start with a bunch of stuff because A, it makes sense, and B, this is just a way to hide all this stuff so that you don't see bills and items that you can build in your various menus and in this section, stuff like that. When you're playing as dwarfs or as humans, you don't see this stuff. So it's just a way to, like, for instance, crude walls and doors. And anybody can research it, really, but you can see dwarfs, end times. Dwarfs requires this door mod, so it is what it is. But you can also see the main one here. The base mod takes out everything after medieval times. So there you go. So then for this map, we'll start getting into the gameplay aspect next time. But I made some serious variations on these massive trees, which should blow in the wind if I let the game play. And you can see them swaying around. There's these big trees. There's 3 variations of that. I made those. Dino made some variations of this twisted tree here. And then he also made these, which are large fir trees, old growth fir. So we have old growth oak, large twisted trees. I even took the core images, like you see this massive willow, and made ancient willow trees out of them. So they're just bigger. Add some visual appeal. Try and make a forest worthy of beastmen to be living in it. So that's what I have for this episode. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Think about becoming a patron. You can get one of the pawns in this playthrough named after you. I'm going to carry this thing on for a while. We'll see how far we get before we either get killed or, much like my last dwarf and human playthrough, now that these guys are done, I'm going to get back to that after I add an end game for the dwarfs. I don't want to leave this unpaused for too long because I'm actually going to play this game. But yeah, I forgot to show you furniture too. So these guys can do like a weird leather mat, fabric or leather, and they essentially work like bedrolls. They just look a little more beastman-y. 40 for those. Yeah, they're about the same as a bedroll. You can even use them when you're caravanning and all that, but that's what I have. Thanks again. I'll see you guys on episode 1 when we dig into how to play these guys. Oh, maybe I can show you their mood issue too. So they have this thing called the herd is strong. I know I keep leaving and then not leaving. The more wealth a colony has, the sadder or even more angry whatever your beastmen will get. Are all these dudes hungry? Do they literally start starving? You gotta be shitting me. Anyway, so as you build wealth, they'll decide they're getting soft, and this will go stiffly negative if you build these big, massive bases like you're used to. So there is that to keep in mind. But anyways, that's it. This time I'm really out. Anything else I need to show you, I will show you on episode 1. See you guys next time.